Well, hey there, it's Sandy Allnock with some A's for your Q's, answers for your questions. First, I'm going to tackle a question that came in over the transom in DMs from Lakshmi. She asked me, are you still glad you quit crafting? Second, what is the honey scandal and how does it affect artists? Third, what on earth is up with Meta? Shall we talk about those things? So when Lakshmi asked, are you still glad you quit crafting? I told her I haven't quit crafting. And a few years back, I did swap my focus. I used to do about 98% art making and crafts, and 2% of my sharing was the art that I was really passionate about. I had slowly tried to swap those percentages. It hit a tipping point, and I pushed it quickly to 98% of my passions because you get no rewards in this day and age for doing halfsies on anything. I do still privately make plenty of cards. I send out hundreds a year to patrons and to students. You might not see much on my YouTube or my social media. It doesn't mean I've quit. I am still paying the post office a fortune to send out my cards. All of that brings me to a question that I think is behind Lakshmi's, which is, was it worth it to make the change? And I would have to say yes, but for some reasons that some people might not expect. So I thought I'd count down the top 5 benefits that I found on the other side. Number 5, it is far less expensive and less complex to create now. I can grab a piece of paper and a medium and just go to town. I don't have to figure out what stamps, which company, whether they're having a new release, what paper and ink go with them. Is it going to fit on a card? No more constraints. I can still make a card and not go broke on stamps. That's kind of a good benefit, right? Number 4. I create what I want when I want. I had been going into mental health crisis over trying to keep up with what everybody demanded of me. I wasn't creating things that I wanted to make. I had lost my desire to make art at all, and I nearly quit. Now, there's not enough hours in the day to create everything I want to, and I don't get much sleep because of it. Number 3, there is no more panic when I head into my studio. I had become absolutely exhausted with the monthly mad rush of product releases from dozens and dozens of stamp companies. You might remember a number of years back, I even put a halt to being on distribution lists for free products because I felt guilty when I didn't like them, but I also felt I was expected to use them and say they were the best ever, just like every other influencer does every time. It was better when I got off those insane lists, but still, I don't miss that monthly rat race one iota. Number 2, a more mixed community is developing. I once only had card makers who wanted to talk about supplies and tools. And if I did not show a new release or have a giveaway, fewer and fewer people cared about what I was doing. The change in focus did mean that I lost some people in the card maker camp. Absolutely. But now most everybody is more interested in the art making process and the using of the tools, not just collecting them in all the rainbow colors because so-and-so said they had to have them. We're all different types of artists, but we're finding more of what we have in common between us. And I absolutely love that. And benefit number 1 is that I'm really growing as an artist. While I did draw a lot of scenes around stamps on my cards, it wasn't just a pick up a pencil and go kind of drawing. It wasn't challenging. And I do best when I'm pushed and learning. I have been taking classes in mediums that I don't know yet. I'm in a weekly life drawing group and rocking it. I'm even drafting a drawing book with my patrons, and that's giving me more clarity about what I want to teach and how than I ever expected it would. There's a link below if you want to watch a video about everything that's going on Patreon and join in on that. While I am sad for the lost friendships of card makers who left when I made the shift, I am mostly heartbroken for what they're missing because I have seen enough of you who have started to learn and grow and have put down the stamps long enough to realize you can make paintings and drawings on your own. and also jump back to stamps if you feel like it. All of that is insanely more satisfying to me than just handing people a step-by-step shopping list and a tutorial to replicate me exactly, because nobody needs more of me. Now I get to watch all of you soar like little birds taking flight out of a nest that you thought you were going to be stuck in forever. And that is what I call satisfying work. So now let's talk about the affiliate scam. Affiliate links are as much a mess as I had screamed into the abyss about years ago. Affiliate or commission sales are when an artist or someone posting a link anywhere posts it with a code that's embedded in it. And when you shop, the retailer pays a commission for referring the sale. I watched those commissions tank back in the late teens before making the transition to being a full-time fine artist. So it wasn't only losing the stamp sales that caused the drop in my affiliate income. Now, what has been happening is a giant scam all around. There are these apps or browser add-ons, browser extensions, sometimes they're called, and they tell you that it'll find you the best coupon code price when you're ready to hit the checkout button. It'll pop up with something and say, do you want us to go look for the best price? But it turns out there's shenanigans. Yes, on the internet, there's shenanigans. Typically, last click before checkout gets the commission. What that means is you fill your cart from various sources, various recommendations, and whichever is the last link that you clicked on before hitting the checkout, they get the credit for the entire sale. And while that has its own unfairness to it, there are these apps that take advantage of that, like Honey, which is owned by PayPal. There's a bunch of others out there too, but they figured out how to scam people. Right when you tell the app to go find a coupon, they secretly change the affiliate code and put in their own. So rather than me getting my normal commissions, my income fell to about 10% of what I once had made each month. And I don't know, maybe that went to PayPal instead of me. And it's not like you guys stopped shopping. I happen to know that. These browser extensions also don't always give you the best price either. The stores can sometimes tell it which code not to show you. Yeah, so you're not getting the best price either. All around, it's a scam. There's a guy on the channel called Megalag who did his own private investigation of all of this. He details how it's done in the video link down in the description. So go uninstall those browser apps because really, in addition to not wanting to get scammed or to enable them to steal from other artists, you do not want to volunteer all of your online shopping information across all of the sites you shop from to any company, do you? Yes, there are companies behind these apps and browser extensions. It's not just some little button, little function on your browser. There's a business there trying to make money. Just Google the coupons for yourself. You'll be a lot safer. And now for what is going on with Meta. We have Zuckerberg promising to make Instagram and Facebook even worse than they are right now. Getting rid of the fact checkers is getting a lot of the attention, but honestly, they were pretty useless in the way that they were implemented anyway. But the things that they're now going to permit in discourse on Meta platforms, Facebook and Instagram and Threads, and all of the others that they now own, they're atrocious. The new list of permitted terms referring to women, disabled children, immigrants, races, anyone you don't like and want to demean, all kinds of classes of people and individuals in those classes can now be called names using words that our mamas taught us not to utter because they are slurs. To start calling disabled children the R word again, I just got a piece out of that mess. So I am mostly going to be leaving Meta. As a business owner, I need to maintain a presence, but my stance is right now that I'll post twice a week on Facebook and Instagram, just on the days when I have a video going live or when I have a new class out. But I am no longer going to do my daily creative posts, my reels, my teaching, none of that there. I am not going to feed that beast. I'll share those in other places, posting more regularly than I already do at Art Venture and some other platforms that I've been experimenting with as well. I've seen some of you out there. Hello, Reddit. I want to recommend that you do head over to Art Venture on the Mighty Networks app. Get the app on your phone, plop it in your home screen so you remember to visit again. I'll be doing more teaching there, experimenting with live demos, And on January 25th, our first Open Studio Zoom of the year, we'll experiment with something a little bit new. Easygoing critiques of student homework. I'm not mean. So if you'd like to submit a piece for a critique or a question that I can answer, I might tackle one on maybe watercolor brushes. One of my local buddies is going to join us that day and bring one of her oil paintings in progress so that she can get some feedback on it. She and I do that all the time in person. She said she'd happily be a guinea pig at Open Studio because she really does love my critiques, which is nice to hear, right? It means I'm not mean. I'm more helpful. So Art Venture is free to join, as is Mighty Networks, free to download. It's got no ads, no algorithm. Art from all kinds of artists in the community, all levels, all mediums. It's like an all skate. So I hope to see you there. Links in the doobly-doo for all the things I've mentioned. And then I'll be back here on Monday morning this week because there's something special going on with Olo markers next week. And so we'll talk about that and I'll do some sketching. In the meantime, get out there and create something every day because that is how you improve at your work. I will see you guys later. Make sure you hit the like button on the way out and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you Monday.